Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, we are going to create useFetch hook, and this will be the fourth tutorial of this series. So I'm going to quickly create the useFetch method, and I will going to export it from this file so that I can use it in another file. So the first thing is like we'll need to have some of the states. So I will define quickly couple of states like data, and I can put null here. Before that, let me just have one URL in parameter, and I'll do the null here, and I'll just define loading, and one I will define after this is state. I mean, sorry, error. So like yeah, I'll have three states now. The last one is error state that I will be setting whenever I get some error from the API. All right, so let me just put it null for now. And when I will get some error in catch, I will set it there. Now I'll define the method itself, like which will be responsible for fetching the data. It will be an async method. So let's just type here async. And yeah, I will just use the arrow function here. And what I'm gonna do here is like I'm just use the try catch. So let me just type everything catch, and one finally here as well. Like I will be using just I'm just typing it before like I can write. And then what I'm gonna do here is like I will write the fetch code. So I will use the browser's fetch API, and here I will pass the URL, and then I'll check like whether the response is okay or not. So I can put exclamation sign here just to check the negative of it. Like if it is not, then I'll have to just throw some errors, and I can throw like something called network uh, response was not okay or something like that. All right. Now if assume like response is okay, then what I will do is like I will have to get the response.json, and that is also a promise. That's why I'm waiting here. And once I get the data, JSON data, I'll just set it to the data itself. Now I'll have to do things in the catch, so I'm just going to set error in case if I get error. Otherwise, what I will do is like I will set the loading false here. Okay. Now, what we can do here is like I'll just put one use callback, since I don't want this method to like created after again and again, so the memory will be created again and again on side effects. That's why I'm just what I'm doing here is like I've used use callback. I will use the URL here, so whenever we change the URL, it will update the memory of the method itself. And like I can also set like loading true here, so whenever like it starts, it will be true. And also let me just set it false. Okay, now let me decide like what things I need to return from here. So what I will do is like I will return one object. Instead of it, I will return one object, and that will have data, loading, error, and one method to rephrase the data. Actually, I will use this method only, fetch data, but I will rename it or let it be just fetch data here, and I will rename while I'm in returning it. So I will use refetch, and we'll put the same name here, fetch data. Now what I need to do here is like I'll have to do something that will load the data when our component mounts. So I will have to use effect, and at the time of use effect, what I can do is like I can pass URL here, but I'll just call this method fetch data, right? And we'll pass the URL. Although like it's showing like it's highlighted whenever like when I'm using fetch data, but like since we are not, I mean, passing it there, using the URL variable. That's why it is highlighted in yellow. That's fine for now. And now we what we can do is like we can just go and utilize this hook in our component and see like how it is working. So now what I can do is like I'll just go back in app.js file and I will use this hook to fetch some data. So I will just let me just go and search. So there's one REST API that is free. I'll use that one. Okay, and fetch store API. I'll pick some API from here. Let me just use users. I'm just going to do just the copy of this users, and what I'll do is like I will have these fields from here, and let me just try to console and see if it is able to do its task or not. So I'm just arranging my window for now. Okay, now I'll just do the console log. I can do it in use effect, but um we can do it in a use effect, but instead of that, like we are already using use effect in the huge phase. That's why I don't think we need that. So I'm just going to do the console log directly, and I will not console log refetch, since that is a function that we can use it again. Let's verify this. If this works, I'm sure like refetch will automatically work, so that you can try it by yourself. I will open this in new window so that like we can check the console log properly, and I will open inspect. Here in console log, what I can see is like I'm seeing data here. Let me refresh the page so that like I can see the data again. Okay, so this data is coming fine, and as you can see, like the loading is false and error is null. So it seems like it is working. You can try to refetch it again on demand when, for example, like on button click or something like that. So this is the scenario where we will get the error. So that's all from this video.